you all just went through in terms of the tasks and kind of being exposed to these high-level STEM opportunities, those are high-paying jobs. Whether it's hardware, messing around like with Raspberry Pi and or Python or programming, those are high-paying jobs. All of you, as you think about your careers, you can choose to work at a startup, you can choose to work for a big employer, you can choose to work remote, you can go into the office. These are all the types of things you should be thinking about right now. There is a sense of urgency happening around us, specifically in Miami-Dade. I don't know if you saw the recent report, but Miami-Dade went through a 1% decrease in population, which is unlike any other like county or city in Florida, and I think the country. Like the fact that we're somewhat of a major city going through a decrease in population, the cost of living is skyrocketing. We're talking about going up 200, 300% for rent, for home, to buy a home. It was urgent before, but now it's getting even more urgent. And I think, right, STEM jobs, computer science jobs in particular, are the highest paying jobs in that industry. I share that because that's the other thing you want to think about. You want to think about your lifestyle, the type of environment you want to work in, and the amount of money you make is going to probably influence all of those things, right?
In a rapidly evolving technological landscape, STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, is proving crucial for national defense. From cybersecurity to robotics, STEM skills are at the heart of modern military capabilities. Experts say that as threats become more complex, the need for STEM professionals in defense sectors will only increase. This underscores the importance of developing STEM skills among today's youth, who will be the frontline defenders of tomorrow's national security.
I grew up here in South Florida, and I'm fully aware that Florida and South Florida specifically, there's a gap between the technology industry and the students and the workforce that is here. And so coming here today and seeing all the students and what they're doing and the drive and motivation that they have, I think is impactful because it will put Miami on the radar as not only a place for companies to reach South America and Latin America and the Caribbean, but also as a mini tech hub alongside New York and California with strong talent, strong motivational students, and people that are willing to do what it takes to get the job done in the technical industry. I'm Neville Sakar-Gregory. I'm a senior product manager for Google, specifically working on Android and Android developer tools. I own Android Studio's IDE, focusing on the Android emulator, which is a tool that allows developers to deploy and build Android apps without having to deploy them to physical phones.
Being a junior engineer at Miami EdTech, working with the STEMX kit and meeting many amazing speakers like Neville, this internship has been an amazing experience and have brought me many opportunities that I never thought I would have a chance to get. I want to broaden my horizon. Not only do I want to be, my goal is to become a network administrator, but listening to them have made me ponder the question of maybe I could be more than that. Maybe I could not only be a network administrator, but also have business on the side. Maybe traveling, maybe helping someone with a traveling agency. It has broadened my horizon of what I can be in my career, especially with IT.
For the STEMX kits, I would say the most fascinating thing for that was the image detection, screen detection. You would have a camera that came with the Raspberry Pi kit, and you would be able to detect a certain object, and it would say if it was person, if it was phone, if it was a water bottle, and the accuracy of what the computer thought, how accurate that perception was. And I thought that was most fascinating because you could apply that in so many situations. For police, they could find criminals or even tagging license plates. I think that'd be very cool. My name is Lucia. I'm a junior learning engineer at Miami EdTech. What inspired me to be a part of this internship is several classes that I took in middle school and high school. I took a programming class in middle school and I loved it so much I did a college level course, AP Computer Science A-level, which I enjoyed very much, learning about JavaScript. So I heard that this one, in this internship, I would learn about Python, so I wanted to take a leap and see if I would like Python as well as a language, and it turns out I do.
The project that we've been working on recently is a simple weather indicator which will light up the different LEDs depending on the current state of the weather. And in order to achieve this, the students will need to wire up different resistors to the different LEDs, and then the other ends of the LEDs to the Raspberry Pi. So here I am adding a resistor from the negative end to the negative end of the LED, and then I got to plug in a GPIO pin to the positive end of the Raspberry Pi. What this will allow us to do is then run our code, and if we type in Miami and press enter, then the cloudy LED lights up because it is cloudy in Miami.
The great thing about these kits is that every experience that they had, every project that they got involved with, tapped into a different type of skill set that's transferable across multiple industries. My name is Carlos Vazquez. I'm the founder and CEO of Miami EdTech and Go Sprout. I started Miami EdTech 2 reasons. First was through my experience being a student in the public school system and seeing the impact I could have on the life of a child. And the second reason was I actually became a 5th grade teacher and taught 5th grade for 3 years. And I saw the need to bring resources to communities where you would think they'd have access to equipment and support, but statistics will show you that the schools that need it the most have it the least. I think this documentary, the title of this documentary, UnTappED, for me represents everything I want Miami EdTech to be known for. We want to help tap into talent that is being left alone, talent that is not being given the resources, talent that unfortunately remains voiceless because we don't meet them where they are. This is not easy work, and the rewards come when you see that the way the students interact with the learning. And these students, you know, they grabbed this experience and ran with it. This was the first time we had delivered this program, so their job was to give us feedback and help us understand how to better reach other students, and they nailed it. I mean, what we saw through their final projects was their ability to weave in their interest into the learning. So for example, there was one student who was into the stock market and who was able to tap into an API that, based on the performance of the stock, was going to give you a green, yellow, or red light, an indicator whether or not you should invest in it. I learned a bit about stocks in that conversation, but the way he was able to use something that he was passionate about into that type of experience shows the power that these students now have in their hands.